Good morning. How are you guys? Oh, hey, Paul. Good to see you. Can you hear me okay? Let me get, I'm just getting my window situated a little bit here. There. Oh, hi, James. Great to see you. Oh, awesome. Yeah, for my lives, I just use regular old YouTube and nothing fancy. I actually also use just my laptop camera as well as the microphone. So, and it seems like it's okay. Let's see. Awesome. Let's see. So I think I just want to check that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so good morning. It's a beautiful spring day here in Oakland, California. How's it over where you're from? And if you wouldn't mind, go ahead and put down where you're from. Love to know. And also, what's your drink choice of this morning? Mine is actually, it's usually matcha, but I already had matcha. I woke up early, so I had some matcha. So I felt like having some decaf coffee. That's what I'm having today. And it's actually really delicious. So, oh, oh my gosh, Roxy. Hi. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, very good. Yes. Roxy is the little teapot, little guy's new mom, and she is my new friend. We're going to actually go hiking together. When was it, Roxy? The first Saturday of April, right? I think it is. Roxy's from Concord, California. So, local girl, close by. Oh, hey, Jennifer. Yes. Let's see. Jennifer, where are you from again? It's I don't have the greatest memory. Something that I need to work on, but I've never had a great memory. So, um, I know, Paul, you're from Staten Island. James Bullfine from the UK. I don't know what town or city you're from. Are you from London? Yes. Oh, okay. Roxy's also having decaf coffee. mm. Okay, Jennifer is from Savannah, Georgia, which is gorgeous. I really love Savannah, but it is warm, very warm, and it's already 81 degrees. Oh, hi, Julia. Welcome. Ah, so Julia, you're from Headcom, Kent, UK, and you're enjoying a cup of tea. That's awesome. So for you folks out in England, I think it's about what? Is it about 5 p.m. for you? Oh, James is from Addlestone. Okay, very close to London. London is on my bucket list. I definitely want to visit. I've never traveled abroad. And since I'm 61, I think I really need to, you know, travel some. It's a little hard now with the war. I'm too scared to even attempt traveling. And so I really do hope there's an end to this thing soon. Okay. Oh my God. Paul, you're drinking root beer. You are a rebel. Well, I love rebels. I think I am one as well. So at least uh, some high school friends used to say that I was a rebel. All right, let's see. Cool. 4 p.m. in the UK. Got you. Awesome. Well, I think I'll just kind of go ahead and start chatting about. I thought maybe a nice topic to start with is the idea that it is newly spring, and this is traditionally a time of renewal. We find that, nature is renewing. It's also a time, I believe, for us to renew, whether it's spring cleaning, um, making up new goals, trying something new. I think when I just got out of college, I worked in Boston. I worked for an advertising and design firm in Boston, right in downtown. And when I moved there, I was shocked at the change of weather because here in Northern California, especially, we have very mild weather in comparison to, let's say, Boston. And I went there. I had to buy winter coats, winter gloves, muffs, ear muffs, boots for the snow, all those different things. And it was a shock. And I noticed during the harshest weather during the winter, everybody was hunkered down and to themselves and just rushing through the streets, getting onto the subway and just, not looking at anyone. But then as soon as spring came, you saw people look up and look at you in the eye and smile. And I thought, this is such a cool thing about really experiencing very distinct seasons. And in particular, I think coming through something really harsh like winter and spring coming, it's just like it's that total new day, renewal, and I really love it. So, and I think what happened with me was uh, lately, I think I wanted renewal, but I noticed that I didn't have full control over things. And I tried to communicate that through my videos that I posted in March. And the things with how it's sometimes it's really hard to declutter valuable items, things that you think are valuable, we tend to hold on to very tightly. And whether it's valuable because it holds monetary value or so-called monetary value, or if it holds memories that you just feel like you can't let go of. Um, I feel like those items have control over us when, we should have more control over our own lives. And so, Roxy is here, and it was so funny because as I was shooting the video talking about Little Guy, which was the little coffee pot, it's a little Wedgwood and vintage coffee pot. Found it at Goodwill during my thrifting days for my thrifting business. And I knew that it had some value. And so that's why I bought it. And then I realized I don't ship fine china. And this was an issue for me. So I just ended up keeping it for 2 years. It just sat. And, it's not quite my aesthetic. So that's really what drove me to think about, okay, maybe I need to do something. Maybe it's even just, donating it to um, a charity shop. But then as I was shooting the video, the thought, like, why don't I give it away to you? And Roxy was the first one to speak up and say that, she knew exactly what to do with little guy. And so that was great. We met at a coffee shop nearby. And I don't know, Roxy, I just really enjoyed talking with you. I found it really interesting that you also have a starting over story and how you started over in your 40s and became a physician's assistant. Kind of going against what everybody was telling you was possible. So I found that really interesting, that we could connect in this way. So, thanks so much for reaching out. I think that was lucky on my part. Lucky on little guy's part too, because Roxy said that she had these two, and correct me if I'm wrong, Roxy, but your story was really beautiful. I loved hearing about how your husband, who's a Navy commander, along his travels, he brought home two different cups and saucers for you, and you were just kind of like waiting for that one piece of a teapot to match these cups and saucers. I guess technically, little guy is a coffee pot, but we could use it for whatever we want, right? Anyways, the fact that I think each piece carries a story, a meaningful story, is really special, I think. And that you're actually using this set. So even though it's mismatched, it's perfectly imperfect. I'm going to just check. Okay, cool. Yeah. So also, I think the other thing that I wanted to bring up about renewal is that sometimes when we don't have control over our emotions, let's say maybe fear or hesitancy, it can kind of keep us from taking that, I don't know, that chance on trying something different, trying a new fresh start, for example. And I think that was a lesson that I learned with receiving my e-bike. And I had no desire. I had no knowledge. I actually have no knowledge about e-bikes. It was not even something that I was, aware of, thinking of. And my bicycle history has not been great. Yeah. So, I mean, when I was really young, I was carrying a purse I was in junior high school. I was, concerned with getting to this function and looking cute, I guess. And did not come to the function looking cute because I flipped over the bike because the purse got stuck in the spokes. So I've kind of had, and that was in the street too. Luckily, I didn't get hit by a car or anything like that. And a really nice man came by and just helped untangle me from the bike and everything. But after that, I was really kind of shooken up. And I think because of, I've never felt very confident on a bike. So my thought was, when I was asked if I wanted to review this bike, the thing that I thought of was, oh, this solves a problem for me because I like to go to the gym and it's in downtown Berkeley, which is very, very crowded. There's not much parking. And I have to circle and circle and look for a parking spot. And that's a big pain point for me because I could park in the parking lot right next door, but it would end up paying $5 every time I go to the gym. And excuse me, my nose is starting to run. I'm going to go wipe my nose for a second. I think my allergies are kind of hitting me a little bit today. Okay. So hopefully that was off camera. Anyways, yeah, so I don't want to pay the $5 every time I go to the gym. I circle and circle looking for a parking spot, and some days I can't really find one, and I look and it's too late for class, so I just turn around and go home. So I thought, oh, well, if I had an e-bike, and I thought an e-bike was kind of like a moped, I could get to the gym, and that solves a really big problem because at my gym, we have a lot of parking out right in front, as well as we have a whole room where you can lock up your bikes and park. So that was really good. The only difficulty was, could I get over sort of that old fear of getting on a bike and everything? So I actually was able to overcome that fear. And I think I mentioned to you a while back, my word for 2026 and moving forward is fearless. So I don't know. But I don't know. Have you guys been affected by being so scared of trying something that it was, hard for you to do? And I think, I think it's pretty common. Oh, I'm just going to check I want to catch up and see what's going on with oh, Janice. Hey, Janice. Hi, Vancouver Island in sun, finally after days and days of rain. Oh, okay. I'm glad you're getting some sunshine. Must feel really good. Hey, Gordon. Hello there. Good to see you. So happy you're here. I want to make sure I said hi to everybody so far. I think I got everybody. Oh, hey, Roxy. So Roxy said, my husband is a retired U.S. Naval commander. Yes, I thought that it's very much this perfectly imperfect with each item having its own individual special story. I love that. Oh, thank you, Roxy. Yeah. It was great that I definitely, and I'm trying to do that even more, as I move on. And I think maybe perhaps that's the beauty of being in my 60s is I don't want to be like a downer, and I don't know why they say 60s is midlife, because then that means that we would live to 120. And I don't know if I'm going to live to 120. But anyways, being in my 60s, I feel like this is my chance, right? This is the chance to try different things. Also, while I'm in my 60s, I still have my mobility, which is important, and I still have my health. So I think that brings me to the next thing that I've been doing in my videos is I've been talking about my 30-day health challenge. I wasn't really sure how that was gonna, I don't know if you guys would be interested in it, basically, because I don't really talk about that kind of thing too much, I think. Let me see. Okay, Roxy said, I heard a saying, that I like to refer to at times. Don't be afraid of dying if you're not really living. Yeah, I love that. I'm going to write that one down. Yes. Oh, hey, Laura. So good to see you. You got up late. No, I'm really happy that you slept in. Sleep is important, but it's good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Mm. Gordon, yeah, I'm so glad you're new to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I think we have a pretty great community of folks here, um, and just really happy to have you. I was curious, Gordon, is there a certain um, type of content that you gravitate more towards, or is it just more like just want to like see what I go through in my 60s because maybe you're sort of there too, so we're kind of going through it together? Curious. This is actually a good focus group. Good for me to know. Oh yes. Yeah, Laura. Definitely need to be careful of our health and stress. Yes. I I'm very I'm very lucky right now because I don't have as much stress as I used to have. Thank goodness. So, and the stress is manageable now, and the stress, like we're talking about renewal in spring, and how sometimes when we feel like we're out of control, it's hard to renew. And I think when we don't have control, when the control is outside of us, it's definitely very hard. I think the things that I didn't have control over, I actually do have control. And it's just the way I look at it, what's my mindset about it. And if I can change that around, I can be in control again. And that really helps. Uh, oh, okay. 66 years young in Florida. Great. I know what you mean about feeling. Yeah. Yes, definitely. So, Gordon, having our mobility is so important, right? I think um, that's why right now in the forefront of my mind is I don't want to say bucket, I guess it is kind of a bucket list, but thinking about how can I manage to travel to some places that I really, really want to visit, um, especially while I'm still healthy and mobile. And when I travel to these places, like I want to go to Europe. I also want to go to Japan and Okinawa. Those places are very, like top of mind for me. And I want to go to these places. Um, I got to figure out ways to make it so I can afford to go. Also, I want to make sure I get my money's worth. So I'm also thinking when I do go, I want to stay for a good chunk of time. So, those things are kind of top of mind. I'm just going to go through the chat a little bit. Okay. Okay. Laura says, it's amusing to myself that ever since I was about 10 years old, I never feared theater and performing as, yeah, but learning new other things in subjects like technology. Right? We all have different strengths. And technology, things that this is what I find, things that we are afraid of or nervous about, it oftentimes just takes a little bit more time sitting with it and figuring things out, and then we can get there. Because I mean, we can get there. Even though Gen Z and millennials like to tease us and say that we're not tech savvy, we grew up in the eras where technology blossomed and bloomed, so we can be tech savvy. Um, but yeah, that's what I think. Oh, Roxy. Okay, I didn't hear you're 60. Okay. Oh, yes. So Roxy says she feels like she's 14, 20, 30. Yes, I hear you on that. Oh, your inner children. I love that. Now, Roxy, are you an empty nester as well? I think you are, right? And it's funny because I find that as an empty nester, I can allow myself to let my inner child out, be a little bit more spontaneous, free in a way. And maybe because we're so busy as a parent being a protector and maybe even trying to model a certain way of being for our children, even if they are older. I, I wonder if there's something to that. Oh, Gordon, you just got an e-bike. Okay. Oh, awesome. I'm so glad that video brought you over. And for me, I don't I don't really know exactly what topics are going to be interesting, for you. And so that's great news to hear. And I actually the e-bike, I use it all the time only to get to the gym. And you know what? Even if it's just for that, that's enough for me because, like I said, it's a huge pain point. And then the other problem is, I have no other friends who have e-bikes. I'm the only one. So, I'm definitely using it as a commuter bike, and I love it. Oh, online chat. Yeah, me too. I don't usually chat online, and I think this might be like my fifth live that I've done. I and James from Bold Finds, we're in the same mentor group. Um, and so he knows this because we have a mentor group and we talk about social media and YouTube and things like that. And also, just to let you guys know, James Bold Finds has a YouTube channel called Bold Finds, but he also has a crime channel if you're interested in that, called Bold Crimes, I think. I don't know. Anyways, I think it's Bold Crimes. So, if you're interested, check it out. It's really interesting. Yeah, so chats are very new for me. I was afraid to do it. Again, another thing that I was afraid to do. Seems like I'm afraid to do a lot of different things, but getting over it, and perhaps doing having a YouTube channel in itself has made me a lot more fearless because, putting yourself out there, telling your personal stories can be a little challenging. And it actually, I mean, I've been on YouTube since 2021, I think. So that's a good chunk of time. And I feel as though I'm growing as a person. I become a lot more confident about having conversations with people. And, that's thanks to you. I also feel like I can tell the difference of like what is interesting and helpful to share without oversharing. I don't know if that makes sense. I feel comfortable with what I'm sharing, and I do see that it helps people, and in turn, it also helps me. So it's a win-win situation, and the chats are really fun for me. I enjoy them, and because it's just more like free flow, I also get a chance to talk to you guys a little bit more, which, we do talk in the comments, and I love getting comments, and I love reading things from you, but comments are, just a smaller piece of the conversation. Okay, let me check the uh Roxy says, my research, I have discovered that having been raised by an emotionally immature parent left me with limited emotional development. So that's what I've been working on. Yes, I'm trying to understand that, Roxy. Um, because it's like if a parent is immature, like my parents were very to themselves. They didn't express their feelings very much. I think my mom was a lot more expressive than my dad. And my dad wasn't really home a lot. So he was out doing his own thing. And my mom was, raising me and my brother. So, but I almost feel like that's the kind of thing that I grew up with is more that kind of emotionally less available, perhaps. Uh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Laura, second child. Okay, so was your older brother, he was kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to say the favorite, but you know, because he was older, he was, I don't know, got special privileges or something. I'm the oldest and I have a younger brother. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you, Gordon. I'm proud of I'm proud of us too. I'm proud that we are not choosing the rocking chair just quite yet. We are still trying new things, and I think I think we're doing it in a safer way too because um, we're older, we're wiser. We're going to do things that maybe are not going to be too dangerous for us. Perhaps we know our limitations more. Like, for example, I don't think I'm gonna do snowboarding again. I'm not going to say never, never say never, but snowboarding, taking all those falls can be hard. I think if I do snowboard again, it would be with my grandchild, Malia, when she gets older. That I can see. Um, but even then, I might be the grandma who sits in the the lodge having some hot cocoa ready. I don't know yet. I don't have to do that. I could cross country ski. I can do snowshoeing, right? Things like that. Those and that way I can still participate and, be outdoors and have fun, but maybe I'm not quite so crazy. Not crazy, but you know what I mean. Daring. Oh, good for you, Laura. So Laura didn't apply to college early on, and then yeah, but later on you went part time. Okay, you haven't got it. That's okay. You're going. You know what I love, and I talked to Paul about this. I love that we can still explore and learn. We can still take classes. We can still be a lifelong learner in our 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. We can just keep learning. I think that's really important. I feel like it's important for us to be curious and, you know, so the diploma doesn't matter. It's just what you get out of the experience of taking a class, for example. I think that's really great. I'm just reading the chat. Okay, so my mother's generation was very limited and only tried to mold me based on society's guidelines as opposed to allowing me to grow. Got it. Thank you, Roxy. That makes total sense. I think that's what happened with my parents as well. I don't know if your parents were in the what generation is that? Is that the silent generation? Um, and again, they were kind of the silent generation was a little bit stuck in the middle of want to just go along with society's norms and follow all the societal rules as opposed to I think what the baby boomers kind of started. I mean, silent generation did too. They work towards human rights and civil rights and women's rights and all that as well. But it was really, I think, kind of fell a little bit more in the hands of the baby boomers. So my parents were a silent generation. Oh, awesome, awesome. That's interesting. All the female superheroes are single. That's really interesting. Oh, let's see. Okay, let me go back and let's see if I have an outline about what I was going to talk about. Oh, and by the way, guys, I finally finished my latest update for the health challenge, the 30-day health challenge, and I'm planning on posting it today at 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. So I really hope that you guys watch it. Please let me know, if you enjoy it or not. I'd love to hear from you. And that'll be today, later today. The other thing that's kind of weird is that my last live that I had, it didn't save, the replay didn't save. And I couldn't figure out why, and it was a technical thing, like I didn't have a specific box checked in all the things that I have to fill out in order to post a video or start schedule a live. And so I'm hoping that this one will get saved, but who knows? Technology, right? Oh, okay. Yeah. So that kind of goes on to talking about my health challenge. I'll try not to do any spoilers because, I would love for you to find out what happens in the video. But, I only have like a couple more days until the challenge is done. It's been very good. I've learned a lot about myself. I also appreciate going through a specific timed challenge rather than saying, okay, I want to lose 40 pounds by summer, let's say, because that statement is pretty stressful. And I would have to say it's so stressful that I just think I can't achieve that. That's crazy talk, right? But for me, just doing the 30-day health challenge was helpful because I had an end date, which was not too far away, but it did give me enough time to kind of dig into doing this thing. And so, for this 30 days, I chose to focus on keto and also intermittent fasting. And those things work pretty well for me, I think. And I don't think that, I think it was good because I feel stronger and healthier. I think, so right now I've lost a little over 10 pounds. And I think 10 pounds is actually a lot of weight. So I do feel like I have more energy and I have more stamina, which is a good thing. Oh, and something that made me almost cry, I was so happy about, was that when I get into my car, I have a 1999 Toyota Corolla. It's a little hoopty. It was my mom's, and I have fond memories of it. But it is, I don't know, kind of falling apart a little bit. The engine is great. Every mechanic I go to says, "Oh, this is a great car," which is funny, because it looks like it's falling apart. Anyways, I digress. What was I talking about? So I was going to get into my car. My car, a Corolla, is very low to the ground, unlike all these new cars where you actually kind of step up a little bit or at least go straight in, and it's, not like you have to like bend down. And so one of the health challenges I've been having, and I talked about this in the videos, is, how I was diagnosed with prediabetes and also asthma. Asthma was very new. I didn't have that ever before. And I read some things about it, and I think it could be related to inflammation that I was having internally. And so anyways, that's why I think the health challenge was important for me, because if I was to lose extra pounds, that I had gained. For one thing, I would get out of being pre-diabetic. I could have normal numbers again. But also, I was hoping to clear up my asthma. But the other thing that I've been dealing with for, I don't know, for a year, maybe more, is sore hips. And I've been talking to some of people I know, friends, and they have problems with their hips as well. And some people even go as far as to have hip replacements. So that kind of tuned me in and said, oh my gosh, hips are very important. And because it's tied to mobility, and I've been having some soreness in my hips, and that was a concern. And one of the problems I would have is when I would get into my car, I actually would have a hard time lifting my leg to step in. So my right leg to step in, and I would feel this ache. And it wasn't a huge deal, but it was enough for me to always notice it, like, ow. Well, guess what? I don't have that right now. I'm shocked. And that was a great moment for me. So I think these things that I'm doing are making a difference in my overall health. And that's important because at 60, 50s, I was feeling it. I started to feel it, um, but not as much as when I turned 60. For some reason, that was like this magical number. And I have a friend, a very good friend, Judith, and she actually has a YouTube channel. It's called The Tangerine Door. Go check her out. She's awesome. Her content is really great. But we talk every week, and we just FaceTime and just chat, and it's so good. She's 72 years old. So we talk about like our stages of life, basically. And she was like, I think she's done some videos about how 70 is better than 60s. Because when you're 70, you're kind of settled in, you know what's up. It's time for you to go into this other stage. Whereas when you're 60, you're just kind of entering that stage and you don't know what to do. You don't know how to prepare for that stage. What do you do about Social Security? What do you do about, retirement? Do you have enough money saved? Do you need to keep working? Um, are you affected by ageism in the workforce? Are you being laid off? All these different things kind of happen in your 60s. So I thought that was really interesting. And so this period that I'm in and I'm navigating is such a transitional period in a lot of ways. And I don't know if you guys are experiencing some of that feeling like it is a transition. I'm going to check the. Oh. Laura, nothing against marriage, but not my life. Paul, I haven't read the WebMD article yet, but I am planning on reading it. So thank you for sending it. Okay, Gordon says, I'm learning to appreciate where I'm in life and how to leave the guilt behind. Oh, amen. That's a good one. That's really true. Oh, thank you, Laura. Yeah. I am I'm I'm happy about the 10-pound, weight loss. It definitely feels better. And that is that's all that matters. Yes. Bodily limitations are definitely a part of getting older. I think it is important for us to realize that we might have more limitations now. I have to say that it, okay, so I don't know if this makes sense, but I think it is easier to be in our 60s, let's say, or 60s, 70s, maybe even like 55, because we have age to say, I'm not going to go all out and be crazy. I have limitations. And that's kind of what I felt like with the e-bike. I'm going to take things slow. I'm going to, even if I look really silly wearing, bright yellow fluorescent colors and things like that. Maybe if I'm slowly, I'm not going with the rest of the bicyclers. I mean, regular bikes pass me up. That's how slow I go. I don't care. It's okay if I look silly because it's more important for me to protect myself. I think, because I think if I fall, it's going to take me longer to heal than when I was younger, right? Yeah. No, Laura, it's so true. Loss of health can be really hard. I didn't realize how difficult that would be until my mom, she lost her mobility. And now my mom, even though she had quite a few health issues, she lived till she was I think it was 83. It's 82 or 83, and I should know the date, but I just haven't really looked it up, and I'm very bad at remembering, especially numbers. So she was a hairdresser, you know, most of her life, worked in San Francisco, worked for, I mean, she started in Beverly Hills and then she worked in the city, San Francisco, at a really popular, prestigious salon. So she was really good at her craft. And I actually always admired her business ethic and how she her career basically. But when she turned 80, she said, "I'm too old to be working. I It doesn't look right for me as this old woman to be out here coming into San Francisco working on clients." All her clients were older. They just kind of stayed with her. And she was working part-time, so she was only working 2 or 3 days a week. But to me, I remember her, having to get ready, uh, get dressed, even look for, during the week, she'd think about, oh, I need to go shopping for new clothes or whatnot. And then she would write notes about each of her clients, their hair coloring formulas or whatever it is. And and I saw her at work and how she interacted with people. And, hairdressers have that knack, right, about getting along with people. Both my mom and my dad were hairdressers. But she said, "80, it doesn't look good." And I was like, "Oh, mom, are you sure? Because, you're good at it and you love making people feel good about themselves." But she just was determined, and she quit. And then almost a year later, that's when she got really sick. And I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but she really did slow down. She ended up watching a lot of TV and just sitting. For somebody who used to stand hours working on people's hair and then walking to the BART station and taking public transportation to and from work. I don't know, I feel like that had something to do with her decline, and so she really didn't have much time to enjoy retirement, unfortunately, but she didn't really do too much in retirement, if that makes sense. She did spend time with my daughters, which I miss and my daughters miss, a lot. I mean, I miss her, but she lost her mobility, and that once she did that, the decline was fast, and it was sad to see that decline for somebody who was so, I don't know, agile and, living life, and then just quickly decline. So uh, I hear you on that. I fear the mobility loss. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the one fear I have. So maybe me jumping on that is important. I'm just reading the chat now. Uh, yeah, thanks, Roxy. I do feel like I'm making better choices. Talking with you too was really great because your experience as a PA, a physician's assistant, is awesome. And thanks for the free advice. I think you're on a good place in your life right now, Dana, based on all the information you have given us. Oh, thanks, Gordon. Yeah, I feel like I feel like things are getting in a really good place. I'm feeling happy about where things are going. I feel like there's a lot of different growth that I'm still going through, even though I am this certain age. Yes. I think, yeah, Gordon, we need to go through the pace that we feel comfortable with. Exactly. So important. Yeah, regardless of what others are doing. Um, do you guys do a lot of social media like Facebook and Instagram? YouTube is the only social media that I really do. And I almost feel like it's not really social media, if that makes sense. Maybe the lives are social media, that I can see that, but I'm not really into the other kinds. And uh, I do for my personal. I tried doing it for YouTube and kind of like my business, and I'm just not um, inclined to do so. And whether or not that's a mistake on my part, so be it. It's just not comfortable for me. I do try to update it for my personal reasons. Like I like to put my family stuff in, especially like milestones, whether it's graduations, births, things like that. I like to add to my personal thing, just kind of almost like a photo album or something. Uh, let's see. Oh, Carol. Oh, how is your daughter doing? Oh, yeah. Paul, thank you for mentioning. Yeah, Kelsey, my daughter, my oldest, she is pregnant. The baby bump is definitely there. She's uh she's doing great. She is a hard worker. She's doing really great in her career. And I think, that's one of the things about working moms is juggling their career, having children, things like that. And the us grandparents are here to help support, which I feel very fortunate that I have, a grandchild and another one on the way. So I feel blessed. Um, and then Justin, the dad, he's very hands-on dad, helps a lot. So Kelsey works in tech. And so there's that craziness that happens at a tech company. Justin works for the government. He works for the state. And so he's actually a environmental scientist. And so he has more of a stable 9 to 5 kind of, he has a pension, that kind of thing. So he does help out a lot more with care and things. And his parents are very active in helping with grandkids, helping with actually with Kelsey and Justin's household as well. So it's a nice situation. I just noticed it is 10:02. I'm going to have to wrap up pretty soon, but I want to say hi to Carol because uh, Carol, Carol has it. I didn't see your message, but I do see this one. I'd like to quote from Zorba the Greek. Clever people and grocers, they weigh everything. Yes. Thank you, Carol. I I hope you watch my next video. It's coming out today at 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's where I talk a little bit more about my health challenge. And Carol, I'm going to look and see if I can find. Oh, I'm glad I caught a live chat. I need to say thank you again for the journal. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad. I love that. Carol, now you're in South Africa, right? Am I right? Carol did something really lovely. She won a journal, and because she's from South Africa, I think, she wrote to me and said, Dana, the cost for you to send the journal to South Africa is just way crazy. So can I suggest maybe sending my copy to my friend who lives in the States? And so thank you, Carol. That was such a lovely suggestion. I really appreciate you. And I'm so happy your friend loves the journal too. So thank you. Okay, so let's see. Oh, good, Laura. I'm glad. Yes, South Africa. I love it. Oh, okay. So Laura says she loves the Japanese idea of kintsuga. I think it's called cracked ceramic. Yes, kintsugi. Kintsugi? I forgot the word. I don't speak Japanese. So this is my whole other thing that I want to go down is kind of discovering my heritage a little bit more of Okinawa and Japan. Um, I feel like I'm American, but those two, I definitely want to explore more. So yes, I love that too. It's kind of almost wabi sabi as well, because rather than hiding the cracks or the imperfections, you're highlighting it, which is beautiful. So we don't have, ladies, gentlemen, we do not have to hide our laugh lines, our wrinkles, you know? We should wear them as a badge of honor. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, Gordon. Yes. I don't remember those words too. I mean, I'm gonna have to look that up. Um, thank you, Gordon. Thank you, everybody. And if I missed anybody in the chats, I'm very sorry. Sometimes it flies by a little fast for me. Definitely write to me in the comments in my next video. Would love to hear from you. This has been so fun for me. I really appreciate it. I had a topic that I couldn't quite hit on, but you'll be hearing more about it in the videos to come. So, anyways, enjoy your Sunday, guys, and take care. Remember renewal. It's a great time. All right. Talk to you later. Okay. Bye bye.